Hey guys, you're tuned in with Matters of the Heart with Lexi, your girl, where we talk about financial literacy, we talk about relationships, building yourself as entrepreneurs. I have an exclusive here with Chef Stew, an awesome chef in his own right that's doing great and big things. So, guys, I'm glad that you tune in because you're going to be enlightening on great things and see what Chef is up to. So, thanks, Chef, for coming on Matters of the Heart. I appreciate that at your busy schedule. So tell my fans who you are if they don't know, because they should already know if they're following me page, and just know who you are, which your cooking stands for itself and your wonderful personality and everything that you've been on. So enlighten my audience for who they don't know that they should know. This is the person you should know. Go ahead. So go ahead and tell them about.
All right. Well, no, first of all, okay, well, I always start by saying all good things come from God, but the helping hand certainly belong to you. So thank you for having me today, Miss Lexi, on Matters of the Heart. I certainly appreciate this opportunity. And to the fans and followers and friends that's watching, I am Chef Stew. I am here in the physical. My name is Robert Stewart, um, aka Chef Stew, and I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I would go on to become one of the top chefs in the world. And today I'm here to share my story and get you guys a little more familiar with my backstory because as I grow in my career, some people kind of jump in different chapters of my book, but I always take them to the first page of like how I even got to this point. So today we'll figure it all out.
Yeah, your story is awesome and it's great. I love that you are multifaceted with actor, author, speaker. So, and that you motivate young people. I have my nonprofit Junior Billionaires, but you also have a nonprofit where you're giving back to the community and where you came from, and everybody's community, for that matter. If there's young people who are interested in learning how to cook, could you tell me a little bit more about that journey of starting your nonprofit?
Certainly. And so as I was in pursuit of becoming Chef Stew, you know, part of the way that I felt like I wanted to show appreciativeness and gratitude for the accomplishments that I feel as though God allowed to happen in my life, I wanted to give back. And so I know that I couldn't just ride around handing out keys to Lexuses and giving people brand new homes. I mean, as much as I would have liked to have done that, but I knew the importance of the old parable of you give a man a fish, he eats for the day, teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And so what I wanted to do was to basically not point out the problems in our communities because there's like so many of them, but I wanted to offer a solution. And so I devised a program called Transition Kitchen, which I felt is a solution to help inspire the youth because I feel like in our communities, only certain career aspects are being highlighted, whether it be the music industry or, the sports with athletes. And so that dream is a lot more prevalent inside the young minds throughout all of our communities. Unfortunately, everybody won't make it to the NBA, the NFL, and everybody probably won't get a big record deal and go sell 16 million records on their first week out. And
Yeah,
so it becomes a little discouraging at times when you think that these are the only way that you really can attain success and these are the only ways that you really can create this life, not only for yourself, but for your family and those that's closest to you. And so, me having success in the culinary arts industry, me being excited about the endless possibilities that the hospitality industry holds, I wanted to just kind of shine a little light on that whole scenario to say, hey, just in case you ran out of options, I still have one option for you.
right.
A lot of times people always point out the problems and tell a person what they should be doing and what you should have did and what you should have been able to do. And I felt like this program was me pointing out the problem in the same sentence having a way to kind of somewhat fix it. So that was the real reason that we decided to kind of start this foundation, and I wanted to make sure that the foundation in a sense would be free to the people because sometimes it's almost like them infomercials like you want to change your life tomorrow, cool, sign up. And then now you was already in a messed up predicament, but now you found yourself in $50,000 debt. So you thought that this was to help you, but you didn't see the trap that you walked into. And so I wanted to offer some free training. in hopes that that would help people get.
Man, free training is good. That's hard to find. And for all my listeners and families out there who are in with COVID and everything that's going on, you're looking for an alternative for your kids. What better way? Listen, find out what Chef is doing. We're gonna have that information later, how you guys can donate, get your kids signed up because you want to be able to have those skills. Right now with COVID-19, a regular going to college 9 to 5, like you have to have trades and something that you can be very successful in. As you can see, Chef is a product of that. So I would encourage every young person who is inspired to be a chef or to use their skills with cooking, to develop themselves, because not even if you're not trying to be a chef, cooking is almost like military style. It's discipline. It's an art form. So learning those tips, and from a chef, a celebrity chef that's renowned like Chef Stew, that's a blessing. That's an honor. And he's willing to travel, so we can set up projects in cities near you. He's willing to travel. So families, if you're interested, churches, if you want to do a summertime is coming up. If you want to do a summer program where your kids are learning things, because everything right now is remotely done. So, of course, respecting COVID-19. But if you want to be able to have that, or online courses where he's teaching and giving wisdom, let us know with Matters of the Heart, and follow Chef and let him know. So I know with the program.
I just want to touch on something real quick.
Go ahead.
No, and I like how you said that the program isn't only for chefs, and that's the only thing that I want to say is because you're right, it is a survival tactic. So I don't discourage any other career choices by wanting to take the program. I mean, I have people who take the program who have dreams and aspirations to do other things, but like you said, cooking is a survival tactic. So this helps financially in the house because most of us are stopping, ordering our food. Most of us, kind of don't have a lot of different meals that we can prepare. So I don't want anybody to get discouraged to think, well, if I don't want to be a chef, this program is not for me. Not necessarily true. The initial program is designed for anybody who really wants to learn how to cook. And then once you kind of come through the doors, if you want to turn into a career choice, then we can further your studies. But this is a welcome all type of a program because I feel like this knowledge and information can be beneficial to anybody that takes the program.
Yeah, anybody that's really too that's trying to like lose weight, nutrition, to learn how to prepare your food, to cook it, budgeting. A lot of budgeting goes into food costs. And so with everything going on with COVID-19, you can learn how to budget with what you have and make tasty meals that are healthy. Because Chef, he's awesome at that. And if you just say, hey, I ain't got the time, you can ask Chef about Chef Stew Stix, where you can put those orders in, get them done. Like, hey, it's nutritional, it's portioned properly for you. And if you on the go, you can ask him and he will, deliver that straight to you. So, we have everything for you. Chef is awesome like that. He's always thinking of other people. So, just hit him up. I was just like, I'm excited that he's on because I'm very inspired by his story, giving back to his community, working with young people, and trying to help give them a skill set where in our culture, setting a legacy, generational wealth, tools that you need. And he's busting doors down for our community and stuff for us to learn. He's just not a great chef. If you want to learn business tips too, you can learn that too, how to organize and structure yourself and be a boss in your world. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? I know it comes a lot with like manning everything because you're so multifaceted. How do you do that? So
No, you know what? It's a great thing to have those projects, but it's very important to work with like-minded people. It's impossible for me to be able to diversify myself into other avenues if I don't have people that are focused and helping bringing the dream into fruition and bringing these programs to life. And so I have to thank God that He's allowed for me to basically always surround myself with people who are in alignment because it's impossible for a man to do all these things alone. But the key to diversification would be, making sure that you get a little strong team. And it's almost a misconception within our communities because, we just kind of had to talk before we did this on, hey, you got to protect your secrets and you got to protect, what I'm saying, certain data and information. But at some point, you really won't get a lot of things accomplished like that because you don't just really have the time. I mean, there's only a certain amount of hours in a day.
Hmm.
Still trying to be a father, still trying to be in a loving relationship, and so there's other aspects to your life as well as just accomplishing your goals and your dreams. But it was very important for me to basically break it down and help find ways to teach other things besides food, because one of the slogans inside of the whole program is teaching life skills through culinary arts. And so you touched on a lot of it and answered the question for me, but as a great chef, I get hired sometimes and somebody say, hey, look, this is the budget that I have. And so now I have to figure out, okay, how can I get the best quality of food for the least amount of money? How can I make sure that I'm able to cover my staff and cover expenses to still make sure that we actually make a profit? So that just comes with experience. Again, running a restaurant, having a staff, having different things that come along with the overhead to the restaurant if you aren't really good with numbers. And so this helps the single mom at home who says, okay, well, you know what? I only really can spend $200 a month. And so now I could say, okay, cool, for 200 bucks, let's write out this menu and I could show you how you would be able to feed a family of 3 or 4 for a week off of 65, 70 bucks, or $50 a week is the budget since it's $200 a month. And now let's go to the store with this 50 bucks and see what we can come up with and being able. So a lot of that just comes with just being in the business so long, but more importantly, understanding the flight of our community, because before I was Chef Stew, I was in that same predicament where, this is what we had to get us through. And so now we got to figure out the best way to get through off of the minimum. And so I've been instilled with those qualities and I want to share them with other people because I talk about it all the time. Like, working in the food industry, like I've went years without really spending money on food. Like that's why I always kind of encourage some of the people to actually get involved in the culinary arts industry, because if you're working at a hotel and you got to be to work at 7, then obviously you don't have a lot of time to cook breakfast. But if you're walking into an establishment that y'all work around food, you eat breakfast for free. Then you eat lunch for free.
That's
And then before you leave, depending where you work at, some places let you take some food, some places don't. But your chances is you'll probably be able to take something home with you. And so now this is you basically being able to work and not actually spend any money on food.
wow. So that's a smart choice, especially with everything that's going on. We want to be wise with our wealth and our knowledge and career choices. And I think that culinary art is not just limited. You was able to just travel the world with your gift, see new things and adventure new things. New doors was open. So I don't want people to feel like, oh, that may be limited for me. Just like you explained with business, you not business is business. Overhead, learning how to budget, things like that. You can learn and still take some of Chef Stew's courses and learn how to do that and partake in having your kids to learn that, because we want to encourage our kids and building them. And I always say that to invest in your children dreams, and I think this will be a great program for that. And even if you are a family and you want to learn it as together, like chef can come to you, he can cook, show you one-on-one how to do these things and where you're learning. And if you have that special engagement or want to learn how to surprise someone, he would do that as well, one-on-one with you, make you have that special experience. And that's what I love about Chef. He's a people person. He's down to earth, as well as a renowned chef, and work with so many stars and celebrities. And he still always want to give back, always want to help, always want to bless others, and a team player. So guys, let's get behind that. Let's get behind this brand. Let's have our kids have some of that same esteem. So, Chef, could you tell me about some of the celebrities that you work with, and how was that working with some of these great celebrities from all walks of life?
It was a dream come true, to be honest with you. Like I never even imagined that it was going to happen. I literally just wanted to get my own restaurant, and so I was willing to put in the work to get to that point. And so, while living in Atlanta, what I'm saying, that's when it really happened. First person has David Banner, Tracy Ellis Ross, Malcolm Jamal Warner. at Turner Broadcasting in Atlanta. And so I was able to take some pictures with Shaq and David Banner. And this is like really when Facebook was popping for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I was hesitant to even get a page. And then I ended up getting a page and I threw up the pictures. And so like everybody just was super excited. But to me, it was mind blowing because I remember when Shaq broke the backboard and David Banner, Fire Falling from the Sky, one of my favorite tracks. And I
Yeah.
mean, obviously Malcolm Jamal Warner as Theo, and then Tracy Ellis Ross and Girlfriends. And so it was like, wait a minute, I never expected to meet these people. And then furthermore, it just was kind of confirmation that I must have been on my right path too, because it was like in pursuit of me trying to hone my craft and to me being confident in what it is that I did, it allowed for me to intertwine with those people. And so it wasn't so much as going to a meet and greet and I stand in line and get their autograph. It was like me getting a chance to show them what I could do. And so after that, really the list would just go on and on and on. Too many people for me to remember off the top, but like, you know, Lunel and Michael Kiefer 112,
Wow.
Bobby Valentino. I mean, like after a while, it's just kind of like, you know what? That's where it really kind of dawned on me that maybe this restaurant thing is about to get a lot bigger than I thought that it would be. And then it kind of opened up the doors for the personal chef and the catering aspect a little bit more because I realized that a lot of these things that I was doing for them were at events. And so I started to say, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind actually being the one who catered this event. But it's been fulfilling. Like every now and then it kind of hits me because like Angie Stone and Waka Flocka and like just all of these different people that I literally like I supported their music. I really didn't know everybody's backstory, you know what I'm saying? But getting around them, it kind of helped because as I was gaining notoriety for what it is that I was to do, each of them was able to deposit something into my spirit. Because a lot of times you wonder, you know, is that the real version of them? Do they laugh at jokes for real, or do they really? I mean, do they drink Sprite or do they drink Coke? I mean, do they have? You know, we tend to think that a person has some sort of success, some sort of fame, that they're alienated from all of life's problems and that they just somehow get to escape some of these things. And the more that you get to interact with people and the more that you get in the business, then you realize that, you know, these are just people that have been blessed to be acknowledged for what it is that they do. They still are quote unquote regular people.
Right.
Um, their son doesn't do good on the math test, they're gonna be upset the same way you're gonna be upset, and nobody knows who you are. You understand what I'm saying? So it was an eye opener to me that even in my success, and you pointed out several times, like Chef is cool, Chef is down to earth, Chef is realistic. Like
You
that was something that I didn't
are.
I didn't want to give up. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to give up that sense of me because you do lose yourself in the process to a certain extent. But I wanted to be, you know, adamant about still being able to remain humble, still being able to remain approachable. Um, I know that a lot of people get excited sometimes, and it's like, yo, this dude. Like I was expecting him to be so much different, and it's like, no, I'm definitely appreciative, and I definitely love my life. Don't get it twisted. But I remember when I didn't think that this would happen for me. So it's hard for me to be super judgmental towards other people. It's hard for me to feel like this can't happen for you. I didn't have it all together at the beginning, but eventually I got it. And so it makes me feel as though that almost anybody really can make it if they apply themselves within the right direction. So
You
on top of that,
key there, like if they apply themselves in the right direction. So, it's hard anywhere building yourself, building your brand. Um, so what was some of the affirmations or some of the steps that you had to tell yourself starting out focus, like the vision? Like I know something key with you kind of working with you that you are very goal oriented. You set your goals and your tasks and you stay on point, and I think that's awesome, especially as an entrepreneur and someone aspiring to have their own business and building a brand. So, what are some of the key things you have to do every day to keep you focused on staying in line with the vision?
I'm gonna tell you something hard to do after a while. Up every single day expecting nothing but great things. Like today is the day. Today is the day we get the phone call. The $1 million check comes today.
Right?
37 restaurants opening up today. 27,000 casting calls is coming today.
Yeah.
$35 million in catering is coming today, right? So you wake up every day in expectancy of great things. And so that kind of keeps you alert a little bit. It's almost like, like if your mother's about to surprise you with something, or like, your birthday coming. So you expecting something to happen. Like, it's my birthday, it's Christmas. It's, something is about to happen, right? Like, so you got that expectation of something great. Now, the key to this is the fact that when that doesn't happen that day, the casting calls don't come, the $35 million phone call never came, the 17 restaurants being opening tomorrow don't happen, it becomes discouraging to a certain extent, because it's like, dang, wait a minute, I was expecting all this great stuff to happen today, and it didn't happen. And so a lot of times people must remind themselves, because I'm filled with all kinds of affirmations, and one of them is delayed doesn't mean denied, right? And so when you wake up with this expectancy of great things to happen, you're not trying to be hypocritical, but you have to be equally yoked to understand that if it doesn't happen today, that doesn't mean that it might not happen tomorrow. So then that's kind of hard, because you woke up on Monday, great things supposed to happen. Monday night, nothing happened. Tuesday morning, you wake back up, great things is going to happen. Nothing happens Tuesday night. So now Wednesday morning, you're waking up with the same exact feel. Now you can see within 3 days, by Friday, most people is going to stop thinking that great things is going to happen.
Right.
Because they're going to say, you know what? I was being positive. I was being in expectancy of great things. I was applying myself, but they just don't seem to happen. And so the trickery of the enemy, the trickery of the thought process, or just the event of circumstances, you'll start to levy that out and say, damn, you know what? To be honest with you, things aren't really going my way. And so when things don't tend to go our way, or the time frame of what we expect to happen, then we start to really ask ourselves, well, am I on the right journey? Is this what I really want? Is God trying to tell me something? And then last,
yeah, we all been there, and that's great that
go ahead and add in the people that's around you, that they see this pattern of going to happen, and then the next day it's going to happen. So in their mind, they like, you're crazy. I told you wasn't going to happen. I can't believe that you even thought that something was going to happen. So you fast forward that within 1 week's time to being able to do that 5 or 6 years into your journey. And that's the hard part. The hardest part is to keep the dream alive within your own mind.
Yes.
Regardless of what's happening, and regardless of what's going through. And so it'd be one of those, if you keep it going alive in your mind, then eventually you do start to get some sort of proof that you are on the right track. And so, yes, there was times I wanted to get the restaurant, didn't get the restaurant, but the next day I would get the phone call and say, Chef Stew, we want you to appear on this show. So in my mind, I'm still on the right track, because here's another thing that just leads up to what I'm really trying to do. They might get quiet for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years, but secretly, I never really gave up on it. The second thing that I want to share with people, and how you kind of got to go and do it, is eliminate the money. Now, this is a tough thing to do, because it's almost impossible to pull it off without money. But even in pursuit of my journey, it would be times where I would write down, okay, cool, case in point, where we at now with a restaurant deal. And it's like, okay, I need $100,000, right? And so you think of ways that you can come up with $100,000. You start to realize that there's not a lot of ways to come up with that type of money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it starts to get. I mean, there are ways. I don't want to say that, but to be discouraging.
I always believe your gifts.
But I mean, you're talking about $100,000 tomorrow.
Yeah,
We're talking about you need $100,000 tomorrow. The options are limited. Now we're talking about the casino. We're talking about Mega Millions. We're talking about our rich grandfather who owns stock or whatever. But for most people, it did become a challenge to try to come up with this type of money.
right.
And so what happens is you get discouraged a little bit, because it seems so far away. So what I want people to be reminded of is the fact that what you forget about the money technically. Yes, you need the money, and we'll revisit the money. But what you need to do, and what I've been able to do in my journey, would be, okay, I don't have the money, but let me write down 25 things that I can do that doesn't require the money. If finding out how much do it cost. Okay, I want to own a restaurant, right? And so I know that I'm gonna have to get a refrigerator. How much does the refrigerator cost? So now I spend the day looking at refrigerators. Then I can say, okay, well, if the refrigerator breaks, how much does it cost to actually get it fixed? And
Mhm.
so you start to go on these, I don't want to say tangents, but you start to go on these missions and these research things, and you develop stuff and you start to learn more stuff, because it's like a quote that says, sometimes the best business owner is the one who doesn't have the money. Because when people got the money, they just do it. Oh, you wanna do this, and they feel like if they pay a certain amount for it, they're getting the best quality, they're getting the best service, and it makes them feel great about it. So it's like I started a company one time when I had money. So I went and got the best desk, I went and got the best computers, I went and got the best everything, and I just spent, and I had it all looking great. And then another guy who started the business who didn't have any money was able to basically go in and say, you know what? No, I didn't start with that computer. I started with this one. No, we don't have that desk. We started with this one. And so technically, he was able to see a profit in his business before I was able to see a profit in my business, because I overspent on starting the company.
Mm.
So the people who don't have the money, they be the ones to do all of the research. They be the ones to kind of pound the pavement, get all of the answers. They can tell you how many straws come in a box. They can tell you how many trash bags come in a can. They can tell you how much the trash service is going to go and be. People with money is like, oh, how much? 365. Broke person is saying, hey, what other plan can I get, because I can't afford to do the 75 Platinum Plus package. So, two key gems there. Number one is find things to do while waiting for the money. Don't be discouraged by waiting for the money. And then, to know that at the end of the day, you can still basically become a valuable asset, because what end up happening so many times in business
Mm.
is sometimes the people with the money don't really know a lot about the business, and they have to go and find somebody who don't have the money but has every answer to every aspect of the business. I mean, it happens all the time, guys, I assure you.
Yes, you tell them the truth, and those are great points, guys. You need to write these nuggets down. I always tell you, get your tea, get your pen, write these tips down, because Chef is giving away great nuggets. And guys, if you want more nuggets like that, you can book him out to come talk seminars to your companies, your business, how to thrive, how to strive, even in COVID, because Chef ain't stopping. So, and how to keep a level head with everything that, as you can see, going around you. And he has that dream, that focus, writing those things down step by step, keeping his affirmations in front of him, and not giving up, because I always say that your gifts make room for you, and it will bring you among great people. And just don't worry about the money, because if you got the talent and the gifts and you're pushing every day, it will come to you. You have to, in this time and with everything that's going on in the economy shift, I talk about making yourself accessible, where it's a paradigm where people are seeking after you, and then you can name your cause. So you want to be that diamond in the rough and position yourself as such. And guys, if you want to taste, I mean, Chef stuff is great. Even he can make the simplest things, like a hamburger that is refined and have great taste, that you be like, man, where can I get this burger that's like extraordinary? Nothing that you ever tasted. Trust me, I know, I got to taste it and it was delicious. So if you want that type of caliber, hey, ask your stores, demand your stores. Hey, I want Chef Stew Stix in your store. Hey, this is his contact information that he leaves it. Hey, hit him up. I want this in my local grocery store. Again, though, at the same time, he can deliver that right to you. But if you want to see it and have it um, at all times at your disposal, hit your stores up. Demand that they have them, because trust me, for those who can't really cook, this is a great way for you to impress people with Chef Stew Stix. They can go with any holiday, regular meals. You will want to taste this. It's like having your own personal chef and him right there. If you have the money for him to come, he definitely will come. But if you don't, get the Stew Stix. It's just like him being right there. Tell us about your menu, Stew Stix, and how did that come about? Like, you known for that, so which is great. The menu is awesome.
Um, Well, you know what? To be completely honest with you, it became a time in a journey where, one of the focal points was to basically appeal to the guy next door. I know that people get caught up in the whole celebrity aspect of it and see me with the stars and see me doing these big events. And so, from a business perspective, there's more people who aren't rich than there are people that are rich. So when I was developing a product, I wanted to develop a product that I felt like people could try and people would be able to experience. And so it was kind of like one of my slogans was allow for me to give you the same experience that I give the stars. Like, yeah, you see me with these famous people, but hey, guess what, guys? I could actually show up in your living room tomorrow, right?
Right.
So I wanted to basically have a menu that was appealing to the masses. I wanted people to basically be able to experience Chef Stew. Now, obviously, cooking for celebrities and corporate companies and some of the things that I do, you're really talking about some big bills. And I know that a lot of people aren't in a position to spend that type of money on an event. And so it's like I kind of wanted to, you know, appeal and think of them. So Stew Stix, to be honest with you, was a signature menu that was already incorporated into what I did as a catering chef. And so a lot of times when I talk to people, for those who have hired me before, I get the $1 million question, how much do you charge? And I could easily say $3 million, boom, conversation is done. So the question never really was, how much do you charge? The real question becomes, how much are you willing to spend? All
Mm.
right. And so once I kind of figured that out to say, okay, you know what? I feel like I'm being pushed in a direction where, yes, I am a celebrity chef. I do cook for celebrities, but that I myself is the celebrity, right? Like, so it's like,
Yes.
don't get caught up in that. Like, get caught up in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, forget about them. Like, if I didn't do great, I next that she stand next to you. So I want you to be able to try what they tried and see why they're smiling and why, everybody looks to be enjoying the food. So I had a menu, of fine dining, different tours of places, tour of India, tour of Asia. So like I'm very diverse in that regards of being able to create a big menu for your catering experience. But Stew Stix was one of the signature things because my crab cake lollipop, which was one of the biggest things that I've been able to do. People love the crab cake lollipop.
Yeah,
And
like,
then so it went a little further. And then it's like, you know what? The chicken lollipop. Because really, to be honest with you, Stew Stix is the perfect way to actually throw a party.
yeah,
Being a caterer, being on the phone with hundreds of people throughout the year, is almost like, well, hey, I have a party of 100 people, but this person don't eat this, and this person don't like that, and this person don't like this. And so now we sit on the phone for hours trying to create a menu where you can please several people. You know yourself, you and your guy right now could be like, hey, let's go out to eat. You want lasagna, he want Mexican. Now y'all don't really know where y'all about to go. One of y'all is about to sacrifice because the other person didn't really want what you wanted, and so on and so on. So Stew Stix was a way for me to basically create a menu that I felt was appealing to groups of people, whereas though nobody got shortchanged. Everybody was able to find something that they liked. I was already doing a lot of upscale hand passed hors d'oeuvres, like, finger food type thing. I keep in mind that when people come to events, a lot of times they're dressed nice. You
right.
don't really go and put on your worst stuff to go to an event tonight. And so now that I'm thinking of how the person will be dressed, I know that basically when you at an event, you probably want to converse with other people. So now we don't have time to have a meal that, you stuff in your face and three people trying to talk with food in their mouth. So we got to create something that whereas though people are able to move around, something that's not messy, something that appeals to everybody. And so if you can listen to it, like a lot of thought went into this menu. I just didn't wake up one day and say, you know what, this is how we're going to do it. Like these was all the things that I was thinking about. The person that's a little health conscious, the
Yeah,
person that doesn't eat this,
yeah.
and so Stew Stix was basically me pulling a few things off of my menu and then creating a few things to basically make sure that the menu was fluffy. And so the idea of it was to, if we're going to do finger foods and we're going to do it in an upscale type of way, we still need to make sure that it's fulfilling, because I don't want it to be you just eat 3 or 4 shrimps off of a stick and you're still hungry at the end of the event. Now you then came to my event, you ate some food, it tasted great, but it didn't fill you up. And now you got to stop at In-N-Out Burger on your way home because it was like, man, that food was good, but we didn't have enough. So each lollipop comes with a suggested side. So one of my signature items on there is the lamb lollipop. So it's a Moroccan spice rack of lamb with a cauliflower cilantro chut. Now that menu item is basically my dedication and my appreciation for Mediterranean cuisine. Another one of the signature items is the pork lollipop with the citrus slaw. Obviously, you know, the Memphis 10 and all that with that whole barbecue rub. And so like I like to highlight things within the menu that I know are classic staples, basically is what they're called. So the crab cake comes with the potato salad. That's my way to represent Baltimore. The chicken lollipop with the smoky Gouda mac and cheese. That's my appreciation for Atlanta. My Filipino love, it was basically coming with my flank pot with my pickled daikon, my pickled relish, with my little white garlic rice. And then Italian. I love Italian food, and so do a lot of people. So that's where the risotto bite comes in at with the Capri lollipops. And so if you really look at the menu, out of the 10 signature items, you'll see that I went from foreign and domestic flavor profiles. I go from cities in the US to places outside of the country. And now when you order the package, it's so easy to actually please everybody because I actually about to go to San Francisco and do somebody's Halloween party. And the lady said, hey, look, I got about 30 people coming. What should I get? And so when I showed her the Stew Stix menu, and I explained to her that, listen, this is how it works. The chicken lollipops is going to come with the mac and cheese. The shrimp is going to come with pasta salad. This going to come with that. And so now, if you order 5 or 6 items off of the menu, when I come to your establishment, I come to your home, I come to the place of business where the event is, I can lay it all out on the table. And now the person can come in and say, you know what? Oh, I want 2 pieces of chicken. I want a little scoop of mac and cheese.
Right.
You know what? I want a piece of lobster. Oh, snap. You know what? I want one of them lamb things. Oh, you know what? And I didn't leave my vegans off. I got a black bean lollipop with the marinara sauce, sauteed zucchini that comes with that. And so another cool little thing is that the lollipops are interchangeable. So I make the suggestions on the sides that I feel like I purposely paired with them for flavor content. But you could come in and say, hey, like the lobster lollipop comes with mashed potatoes. The chicken comes with mac and cheese. You could easily say, you know what? I want to do the lobster lollipop, but I want to do the macaroni and cheese. Or I want to do the crab cake, but I want to put that with coleslaw. So I give my guests and the clients the opportunity to either keep it how it is or start to substitute, slide out, and then pick different things.
So you pretty much make it convenient for the consumer and to have that experience. And so guys, we know coming up, like you have Halloween, you have Thanksgiving and Christmas. So y'all can be getting these orders in so y'all won't miss out, and so that it has a celebrity chef feel to it, refinery. And you know, there's plenty celebrity chefs or whatever, but the food's not gonna, I'm biased, the food is not gonna be great like Chef and the love that he puts in it. And so now,
and they don't got the smile. They don't got the smile. They don't tell jokes. They not funny. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming in with a little bubbly personality. I'm gonna have y'all laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna have y'all, you know, alienated, stand back, protected by vipers, stand back. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Come on over here, get your hug, take your picture, and feel this energy, man, so that you can go and be able to, you know, get a real experience with Chef Stew. But you're right, Stew Stix is the hottest thing out. If you go to my Instagram page for the people that are watching, Chef_Stew, you can scroll down into about the top of my, I haven't been posting a lot lately because I do want them sticks to stay at the top. And you can see how I'm able to provide the sticks. Now, one other thing that I want to add in with this is that there's 3 ways I can present the sticks. Okay, so you do check out cheese and have it passed on plates so that it can have that upscale hand passed hors d'oeuvre fit. I can also do it buffet style, where you could just come on over to some chafing dish, or I can do like the elegant type of a table feel where I put it in cast iron skillets and I set up little stations throughout your room so that the people that want this, they can come over to this side of the room. The people that want that. So I like to create a little bit of movement And then the last thing that I'm able to do with the package is I'm able to bring the package and turn it into an action station. So there's some of the stuff on there that I'm able to do right there in your face. You want to watch me make the stuff? Don't you worry about it. We set up some type of a little, stand, a little table, and then now I'm frying the chicken fresh for you. I'm sauteing your vegetables fresh for you. I'm
Yeah.
making the sauces fresh for you. But that costs a little extra dough, but you definitely can get that.
Yeah, it's like setting the atmosphere and the tone. Your party will be the rave, even in social distancing, like he said, with the cast iron skillets. It's a great layout. It's awesome. You should check my page out. You can see some of that layout. But it's an awesome layout, and you guys can have that, and as well as has that atmosphere of a celebrity that's there, that's putting love and caring and his personality, and they get to meet and greet. It's like a 2 for 2. Like, I mean, you can't lose. But if you strap, that's okay. He'll be able to tell you how to lay it out, get that great taste where people can feel like, well, this is the party to be. It has excellent food, excellent quality, standard. You getting the best for your party, and for those who are on a budget for their weddings, like he just told you, you can get this atmosphere, scale it to your wedding, and still have that chef quality that you want, and make your day a success. Um, Chef Stew Stix is for every day, not just the holidays, but it makes it even more special with love when you do have Chef Stew Stix for your holidays and your parties. And he put that much love into it. So, Chef, if you can again tell them where they can follow you, where they can get these wonderful stew sticks, as well as book you, even if it's acting too, because we didn't really get into all of that. But Chef is an actor. If you want to book him for a role, hey, hit him up.
Well, I'm a man of many jackets. Yes, don't you worry about it. I'm a natural on camera, honestly. So if you are looking for me to jump in your next thing, don't you worry about it. I would be honored to be a part of your project. So please don't be hesitant to reach out. I know that sometimes, we talked about the chef thing, but yeah, it's true. I don't mind jumping in your big screen and lights, camera, action. Let's go. But to the Stew Stix aspect of it, let's make sure that you guys come on over. You can just basically go to any social media platform in all across the world, all across the board, I should say, and basically put in the hashtag chef. I'm sorry, Chef Stew. Stew is spelled STEW. Hashtag Chef Stew. Please go to my Instagram page,
Yeah.
subscribe to my page, go to YouTube, put in Chef Stew, Stew Stix, and you'll be able to find all types of things. When I leased the package out to the public, so to speak, I went and got all the food bloggers and food critics from San Francisco, Baltimore to Las Vegas. I allow for you guys to see me interact with the food critics themselves so that they can give me a real honest assessment of the food, the presentation, the flavor profiles. And so I know that Lexi is telling y'all that the food is great. Y'all hearing it from me that the food is great. But if you want to hear from the people that are in business to tell you the truth about food, please don't hesitate to go to YouTube and look at some of the reviews I've been able to get with the Chef Stew Stix. Now, Chef Stew Stix is available for catering. You could easily hit me at chefstewstix@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get back to you, get you over a menu, and let you guys select some of the sticks you have. Now, I do have some more sticks that I didn't initially introduce to the public as of yet, because I didn't want you guys to get confused. But I started with these 10. If there's something on that menu that you're like, not really, don't you worry about it. I got more sticks to show you guys that you might get some exclusive sticks that I haven't even introduced to the world yet, that I know will blow your head back.
Book up
But,
now. You better book them now.
yeah, no, definitely. So make sure, man, I definitely need the support. I humbly ask for the support. I really need it. I'll be honest with you. A man can only go so far without the support of the people. And so I'm not asking for everybody to spend $1 trillion to be a part of my movement, but I am asking for you guys to send me positive energy. I'm asking for you guys to support what I'm trying to do, because it's much bigger than myself. This isn't a ha look at me. I just try to get to the top thing. As I grow, I increase my influential power. I increase my branding power, which is able to basically change the mindset of the youth all across the world. And so that's what's needed. And a lot of times they look at some of the stuff that we do and they don't see the unity They don't see the loyalty that's needed. And so sometimes it just feels like you're on the right path, but you lack the support. And I don't want that to be the story. We got a great thing on our hands, and people rally around some of these other people, and they support them through hell and hot water. And I need that same support so that I'm able to change the lives of some people too. So please do not sit back and think that it all has to be about the money and supporting my Stew Stix and supporting my foundation. Sometimes I just need genuine people on my side that are loyal, that understand what I'm going up against to try to break down some barriers in the culinary arts industry. Now, Stew Stix is about to be everywhere. If God's willing, you'll see Stew Stix in your city coming soon. I do pop-ups, as Lexi mentioned. So if you are a restaurant owner and you are looking for somebody to bring the media to your spot to help you get a little bit more exposure for you, I'm very easy to work with. Let me know where your restaurant is at. We set a date. I'll bring my following, and we can actually have a great time to basically give you chances to actually try the sticks. Your next big event, make sure that I'm there. Please don't ask me how much do I charge. I think I spent a lot of time today saying it's not about what I charge. The
Right.
truth of it is, how much are you willing to spend? And I'm gonna tell you like they told me, that the menu that you select reflects how you feel about the people that's coming to your party.
Yes. That's true. And you guys, you heard it exclusive here with Chef Stew. You see that he is a guy of integrity, a guy that's giving back to his community, trying to make ways with his community on his back to make sure that he's well represented in the chef world, giving back to the kiddos. So when you support him, you're supporting a legacy. You're supporting generational wealth with the young people, giving them away out of no way. And just an atmosphere of fun and giving back. That's what you're going to get with his food. And if you still want to know and really want to know if it tastes good, go to Shantae Gibson Queen G live experience where she's eating some of his food and saying it's just good, because it is. If you don't believe me, I'm telling you. So and he's giving back to businesses. With COVID-19, you guys need that support. We all need that support. So, hey, let's book him. Let's get him there. And he has also Smile World TV Network behind him. So when he shows up somewhere, we'll show up. We'll help put that information on the network on Roku. So now that your business is getting a lot of exposure. So guys, let's help us help you. And in return, you helping us. It's a cycle. So, guys, you heard me here, Lexi, with Matters of the Heart, where we say you're one affirmation away from greatness. And thank you, Chef, for joining us. So, your girl Lexi signing out.